What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for Life After Lockup season 3 episode 51, I guess. Yeah, the show just keeps going on. Or Love After Lockup, whatever. It's the same damn show. Anyway, so we start this episode off. We have Sarah and we have Sean. So Sean and Sarah go to get spray tans, and she's hadn't had a tan in a long time, and then after she gets hers, they like, why don't you get a tan, because you are pale as I don't know what. And so he goes to get a tan, and when the lady asks him his date of birth, he says, January 24th, 1974. She was like, what? He told me, something, my birthday is in January. She was like, what's the year? Oh, 1974. And of course he's playing dumb, like he don't know what the problem is. And she was like, you told me that you were 36, and now I find out that you are 46. So here's a couple of things I'm gonna say about that. First thing I'm gonna say is this. Number one, child, I'm really trying to work with y'all Love After Lockup that I believe these scenes are happening the way they are really happening. But okay, let me pretend like I believe that. Sean, you couldn't just subtract 10. You just couldn't subtract 10 from 70. I mean, add 10 to 76 and say 1986. Like, you lied to that woman about your age. You about to say you ain't thinking about that? Okay. I think it's more of a problem that you lied to her about how old you were. I mean, about how many kids you had, but you don't even remember telling her how many kids you said you had. The fact that you have 6. So she was like, well, listen, what else are you lying to me about? Because you straight up lied to me about your age. Now's the time to come clean, because you were giving me a hard time about lying to you about the fact that I have a child. So I need you to tell me the truth about what you got going on. And he was like, nah, I'm good. I don't know what you, that's it. That's all. Sarah was like, are you sure? Oh, yeah. That's it. I ain't lie about nothing else, girl. You know. Anyway, so then on the way home, she lets him take her all the way to her actual home, and she's explaining to him, listen, I put my mom through hell. When I was out before jail and I was doing drugs and I was doing this and doing that, like I put my mom through a lot. And, I'm really trying to earn her trust back. And so, yes, I'm focusing on building that relationship with my child. I'm focusing on building up the trust and the relationship back with my mom. And she still treats me like I was before jail. So she's very leery. She's very, questioning of things that I have going on in my life. And so, yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, you have to understand that I have all these things going on. But she says, I do think maybe it's time for you to meet my child and time for you to meet my mom. So I don't know. You done went from A to Z because he bought you a spray tan and some breakfast. Girl, whatever. Anyway, so he's happy because that's all he ever wanted was for her to just give him a little bit of attention, just a little bit of love, little bit of affection. And so, he happy, she happy, and he dropped her off at home and child. Now, I don't know if y'all want to know what's going on in real time, so I won't tell y'all all the details. But in real time, let's just say they still together. Okay? Okay. Then we have Brittany and Marcelino. Look, so they leave the house. They still upset. They go to dinner. The four of them, Marcelino, Brittany, and the other lady and her husband, and they're just talking about how things went down. And, Marcelino was like, well, at some point there had to be some red flags. Like, why would y'all put everything in this man's name? Like, when you saw the red flags, why didn't y'all do something or something about it? And she was like, well, I did go to a lawyer, and the lawyer told me to get everything in writing and to get contracts for everything. But, I was just scared to ask him, and I didn't want to, I didn't want him to think I didn't trust him because, honestly, I did trust him at the time. I had no reason to distrust him. So I didn't even think anything about it. I didn't even think about it. And I'm thinking to myself, then you weren't ready to be in business. If you weren't ready to ask the hard questions, even if this was somebody that you trusted and somebody you were cool with, if you weren't ready to take care of the business side of this, then y'all weren't ready to be in business. Because unfortunately in business, you could be friends with somebody, but business is business. And in order to preserve the friendship, you have to do the hard things and have the hard conversations and do the shit straight up, legit, and legally, so there are no problems on the back end. Marcelino was like, well, why didn't you put your name on the bank account? Why is his name the only one on the bank account? She was like, well, I didn't do that. He did that. Ding, 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 ding. Well, he had convinced her that her name couldn't be on there because she has a criminal record. Again, you said you talked to a lawyer. Did the lawyer confirm that? I think she said the lawyer might have confirmed it. I'm not sure. But then the lawyer didn't give you any alternatives. The lawyer didn't say you could have a proxy. The lawyer didn't say what you need to do, what you needed to get off of your record. And then, because again, I don't know if I'm giving all of my money to somebody in a business venture and my name isn't on any of the paperwork. That don't even make good sense to me. But okay. So somewhere along the lines, I guess they got to drinking, honey. They got liquored up and they got some of that liquid courage. And all of a sudden, you know, Brittany went from, I don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to go back to jail to, I don't give a F. I don't give a F. We going back. We going back. We going back. And I was like, okay. So they go back over to the house. They trying to break into the house. The man calls 911. The police show up. And luckily for them, the police told them the same thing that they already knew from what the police had told them earlier in the day, that this is a civil case and they have to handle it through the civil courts. It's not a criminal case because their name ain't on nothing. Like, you can't accuse that man of stealing money if his name is the name on the bank account. Like, you got to go to Judge Judy and prove to her that that man stole your money. But with the amount of money y'all talking about, Judge Judy can't even help you because the limit on small claims court, I think, is $10,000, maybe $8,000. I don't know, but I know that now, Marcelino and them said that their personal investment was $8,000. So you could probably get the majority of your money back if you can prove it. But y'all said that y'all had other people investing. So each one of them are going to have to sue this man and prove that they invested. And listen, it's just a lie. Either way, the police said we can't help y'all. Now, y'all lucky that the police didn't arrest y'all and didn't take y'all asses off the jail. Because y'all legit was breaking in that house. You were legit breaking in that damn house. And y'all was drunk. I can hear you slurring through the damn TV. Anyway, child. So they that's kind of how that went down, child. That's how that went down. So then we got Stan and Lisa. Listen, with TV, there's a lot of things that I don't need to see. Stan and some briefs I don't never need to see that again. I don't need to see Stan walking around the house in his lavender briefs. I don't know if they were lavender. They were a light color. Anyway. So him and Lisa's still mad because Lisa is like, you lied in front of the man of God. You lied to that man and said that we weren't on a website and that you don't pay me for sex. Couple of things. First of all, Lisa, don't nobody want that jailhouse cooking that you doing. You are making a cake with vanilla wafers and Sprite soda and putting it in the damn microwave. Don't nobody want that shit. Who wants to crushed up vanilla wafers with some Sprite in a Tupperware dish in the microwave? Don't nobody want that. Okay? You are not in jail anymore. I'm going to need you to institutionalize yourself and go and get you some Betty Crocker or get you some of that pre-made mix and go and make you a cake. Nobody want that shit. Then you said you was going to make him some noodles, jailhouse style. Again, don't nobody want that. You don't even want it. People in jail don't want it. If they had an alternative, they wouldn't eat it. Then, Lisa, go back to whoever fucked up your hair. I'm sick of seeing them damn extensions that I can see. I'm not supposed to see the extensions. We had this conversation. But the fact that you still have it in your hair tells me that you think it's okay. Tells me that you think that's what it's supposed to look like. And it is not. That is not what them extensions in your hair are supposed to look like. And I'm going to need you to take them out. Now. Now, let's get back to this bullshit story. So, she is mad at him because she said he lied to the pastor down to the church because he don't want to admit that they met on a website where you pay for sex. It seems to me like you shouldn't want the pastor to know that y'all met on a website where people pay for sex. Then she said he's still asking for me to pay because he's sending me text messages saying, if you want me to pay this and if you want me to pay that, you need to give me a little bit of loving. You need to give me a little bit of loving. Let me explain something to y'all. I told y'all this a million times already. That was the agreement. Lisa, you're the person that is not holding up your end of the bargain. Not Stan. Stan is clear on what this is. He knows what it is. He said he is giving you $15,000 since you got out of jail. He has kept up his end of the bargain. I don't see what the problem is here. Because you knew what listen, you just said that y'all met on a website where somebody paid for sex. He paid. The rest is your job. So now you sitting here wanting to be mad and you wanting to flip the script. No, ma'am, that's not what we did. That's not how we met. Those were not the circumstances in which we agreed and entered into this relationship. Stan probably said, okay, I'll play goody goody for the cameras and we can do this whole little show and I can make it look like one way. But we know what the real deal is. We know that when you get out of jail, that I'm going to maintain the lifestyle that you feel like you want as long as you take me down in that dungeon on a regular basis. And you ain't been doing that. He wouldn't have said nothing about paying your car insurance or paying your car note if your ass had taken him down in that dungeon and put that straitjacket on him like you were supposed to. See, I ain't mad at Stan in this conversation. Okay? Lisa, it's all on you. It's you. You are not holding up your end of the bargain. Now, I'm sorry. I'm just not mad at him. Anyway, she done showed it to the producers, and Stan was like, she about on her way out of here. Like, she on her way out this house, because Stan was like, what I can do is get on, because she started talking about him being on other websites, and he on so many sites that he don't know which sites he on. Probably. Lisa, you ain't the only one. You just the first one. He was probably talking to 5 or 6 different women. You was probably the first one getting out of jail, and or you the first one that responded, or however the situation go down. But no, I don't believe that you the only woman he got on. No, I don't. Absolutely not. But again, I'm not mad at him because y'all didn't meet on Match.com. Y'all met on an escort exchange situation. He ain't meet you. He didn't take a housewife and try to turn her into a hoe. You trying to be a hoe, turning into a housewife. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. Puppy's boyfriend and Amber's boyfriend. Listen, they decided well, first of all, Amber comes home from her breakfast situation with Puppy. And the boyfriend is in her apartment and he's mad. He mad because he was like, where were you? Because you knew I was coming over and you weren't here and I've been sitting here waiting on you. And Amber is like, okay, well, I went to breakfast with Puppy. She called. He was like, but you knew I was coming over. She was like, and? Like, she's my friend. I went to breakfast. See, this is the stuff that be making me mad about people. It's about common courtesy. Nobody is saying that you can't go to breakfast with your friend. What they're saying is, if you knew that I was on my way over here to see you, even if we were just going to sit on this couch and watch basketball, you knew I was on my way over here. And when I got here, you weren't here. And now I'm irritated because I've been sitting on your damn couch waiting on you all day. And you ain't even give me the courtesy of a text to say, going to breakfast with a friend, I'll be back in a little bit. Because then I could have made some different decisions. Maybe I wanted to go to breakfast with some of my friends. Maybe I had some errands to run and I decided I was going to run them later. But I could have ran them now because you weren't home. Now, Amber said, well, you could have called me. Now, that's true. He could have called you. But let's not sit here and act like he was wrong. Okay? Let's not act like he was wrong. Because he won't. She tells him about the double date. He already ain't feeling some kind of way. This what I'm going to need people to stop doing. I'm going to need people to stop putting double standards on same-sex relationships, especially as it relates to women. If Amber, would you and Puppy be in such a rush to try to get your boyfriends to meet each other if this were a heterosexual relationship? So if Puppy was a boy or a man, would you be in such a rush to say, I want to double date with Puppy and his new girlfriend? Well, he probably wouldn't be called Puppy. He'd probably be called Dog. But y'all know what I'm saying. So for y'all to act like y'all don't understand why y'all boyfriends are feeling some kind of way about y'all's friendship, knowing that it used to be romantical, knowing that it used to be more to y'all's friendship, why y'all acting like they don't have a right to feel the way they feel and feel some kind of way and feel kind of like, ooh, not sure about this? Because both of the boyfriends are kind of like, you want us to double date? You want us to meet each other? Like, why? And I just feel like it's because they're both girls or women that they feel like it's not a problem. But again, if Puppy were a man in this situation, Amber, would you be in such a rush? Puppy, would you be in such a rush? I think not. So neither here nor there. They go on this double date and it's awkward as fuck. Why is it awkward? Because both of y'all boyfriends are sitting there like, why do they want us to meet each other? Why do they want us to be cool? Because at the end of the day, he's like, they were in a romantic relationship, and for all intents and purposes, probably still have feelings for each other. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know where I fit into this scenario, and I ain't crazy about it. Get in where you fit in. Get in where you fit in type of thing. So then Puppy gonna say, so then they go outside to smoke a cigarette, which is making it even more awkward because now the boyfriends are looking at each other like, so they outside smoking cigarettes. What they talking about? What they saying about us? I don't even think Amber said that she was going, because I think Puppy asked, do you have a cigarette? And Amber was like, yeah, I'll go smoke with you. Now, I don't know if the boyfriend didn't hear it or he just chose not to listen. I don't know. But neither here nor there. He got an attitude. She comes back to the table. He already didn't want to be there. He already got an attitude. You got up and walked away. Then somebody decides to send a drink over to the table for them. Probably recognized them from the show. Probably saw the cameras and decided to send a drink over. I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it's happened to them before because Amber didn't even seem to be moved by it. And Puppy was like, dang, no drink for us. Dang, ain't nobody sending no drink to us. And it was like a kind of like a joke or whatever. Next thing you know, the boyfriend gets up and he decides to run out and he is pissed off. And he leaves her there. Amber gets up to go outside to talk to him and he is gone. All she sees is his tail lights leaving. She calls him and he was like, you just embarrassing me. You got me all on camera looking crazy. You know, you got me like, I don't like this. And I just think that ultimately he just wasn't happy with the situation. He's not happy with the whole Amber puppy thing. And I do think he was probably a little bit embarrassed by the whole situation. You know what I mean? And then the puppy's inside talking about, so I'm really worried about Amber because I don't like him. I think he's an asshole. And I was like, well, she really would feel some kind of way if she knew that he had left Amber ass there. Because I think she thought that him and Amber were gone. Not realizing that Amber is outside on the phone with him and his ass that left her. And he, from what we could tell, he didn't come back and get her. So last but not least, I think that's everybody, child. Except for we got Dante. Dante went to talk to his mama. Listen, I'm going to leave it right here because I don't even have a whole lot for this conversation. Dante told his mama about Nicole and how Nicole wants to be in this three-way relationship, this poly relationship. Dante mama looked at him and said, did I drop you on your head when you were a baby? And I think that just about sums up the whole Dante and Nicole situation. Dante keeps trying to give explanations about why he is holding on to Nicole. You hold on to Nicole because you love Nicole and you can't accept the fact that Nicole don't love you the way you love her. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Listen, chalk it up as an L, bruh. Chalk it up as an L and move on. That's it. That's all. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.